here we go. Thanks everybody for being so patient. We are here to welcome you to the conference call for the upcoming June 21st fight featuring Anatoliy Dudchenko versus Nadjib Mohammedi. And it's a 12-round light heavyweight bout for the #1 position in the IBF. It's going to be live on NBCSN Fight Night, and it's coming to you from the Mohegan Sun at Pocono Downs in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. On the call today, we have a translator named Papa Guy, and Papa will be interpreting everything that everyone says as soon as I'm done with my spiel. And just so the media knows who we have on with us today that you can ask questions of, we have Kathy Duba, main event CEO, and our fearless leader. We also have Anatoliy Dudchenko. We have Jesse Reed Sr., his trainer. We have Vince Caruso of Rosebox Sports. He is Anatoliy's agent. We have Nadjib Mohammedi, and we have his trainer, Samuel Foreman. And I don't know if we have Crystal Aju on the phone, do we? Crystal, are you there? Yeah.
I'm a Nadjib Mohammedi, yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to, Papa, just tell them that now Kathy's going to speak, and then we will have a Q&A.
Et maintenant, Cathy va parler, et ils vont commencer la session.
Okay.
Okay, welcome everyone. This is Kathy. We are thrilled and excited as always to be coming back with another segment of NBC Sports Network's Fight Night. We think it is
Bonjour tout le monde, ça c'est Cathy. On est tous vraiment excités d'être là.
We think it's the best boxing series on TV, and I think this fight is another example of why that is the case.
On est vraiment sûr que ce sera une séance de boxe très excitante. On est tous contents d'être là encore.
We have a very significant fight here. The winner is going to be the #1 contender in the IBF in a very hot light heavyweight division.
C'est un combat très important et le winner, le gagnant, va être le #1 contender.
While there seems to be the potential that Bernard Hopkins will unify against Adonis Stevenson, if for some reason that fight doesn't happen, the winner will be ordered to fight Hopkins next. If it does happen, then the winner of that fight will be ordered to fight against the winner of this fight. Sorry. Go ahead.
Just say that one more time and let us know, please.
I'm sorry. What I was saying is that if the fight does not occur between Bernard Hopkins and Adonis Stevenson for any reason, the IBF will order this fight between Hopkins and the winner. And if they do fight each other, it will get postponed a while. But bottom line, the winner of this fight is going to get a shot at a very big fight.
Donc le gagnant de ce combat va avoir un combat très 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 grand qui va suivre. Et si ce combat n'arrive pas, il y aura toujours la IV qui va. It's going to be between Hopkins and who's the other contender again?
The other contender is Adonis Stevenson.
Entre Hopkins et Adonis Stevenson.
We know from what we've seen of both fighters in the past that this is a very good style matchup. And we
ils ont vu dans le passé que tous les deux combattants ont eu un passé vraiment formidable.
And we are expecting a tremendous fight as a result, with so much on the line.
Et ils sont sûrs que le combat sera vraiment excitant et vraiment intéressant.
And so I'm going to introduce to you first the manager of Anatoliy Dudchenko, Vince Caruso.
Le manager d'Anatoliy, on va le présenter.
Okay, good morning, everybody. Thank you very much for calling in. We really do appreciate it.
Bonjour, merci d'avoir appelé, on apprécie.
You know, like Kathy touched on, you know, we all know the implications that this fight holds. We all know what's at stake.
Cathy a dit, on connaît tous ce que le combat va mener.
I'm going to let Jesse and Anatoly handle that part. What I am going to say on behalf of Rosebach Sports and President Lawrence Rosenberg, we are very, very pleased to be fighting in a beautiful venue like the Mohegan Sun.
Hey, Vince, hang on 1 second. Let's do this in like 1 or 2 sentences at a time, just so that Papa has the opportunity.
Okay.
I apologize for interrupting.
Yeah.
Listen, I talk a lot.
So you say that one more time.
I know.
You know, so you're dealing with the marathon runner right here. Okay, as I was saying, Papa, we're very excited on behalf of.
On est tous excités. Go ahead.
On behalf of the company, to be fighting at the Mohegan Sun.
De la part de la compagnie de combattre à Mohegan Sun.
This is our first fight under the main event's promotional banner.
Ça, c'est le premier combat. Say that again.
I couldn't hear you, Papa. Go ahead.
Fight on the main event for banner.
Pour le premier event. Yeah, premier combat.
Okay. And we do hope that it's going to be a long-standing relationship.
Et nous espérons vraiment que ça va vraiment établir des liens qui vont vraiment durer.
Because we have every intention on winning every fight until Anatoly retires.
Et on a l'intention de gagner tous les combats jusqu'à ce qu'Anatoly prenne sa retraite.
You know, I've been in the game for almost 20 years.
Je fais ce que je suis en train de faire depuis presque 20 ans.
And before Anatoly, I only worked with one fighter.
Avant
Previously, only worked with one
Anatoly,
fighter. Yep.
j'ai combattu que avec un seul combat, avec un seul combattant.
And needless to say, I'm very picky about who I work with.
Et pas besoin de dire que je suis vraiment, je suis vraiment sévère sur le plan des personnes avec qui je combats et avec qui je travaille.
When I first met Anatoly about a year ago,
La première fois que j'ai rencontré Anatoly, il y a 1 an de cela,
I saw a guy who was very hungry.
j'ai vu une personne qui avait vraiment faim.
He had no motive but to win a world title.
Il avait aucun motif à part juste gagner le titre de champion du monde.
He is the definition of a throwback boxer.
Throwback boxer, c'est lui la définition de throwback boxer. Ça, je sais pas comment définir throwback boxer.
When the gladiator goes to the ring, he goes to fight.
Quand le gladiateur va dans l'arène, il va pour se battre.
He's not here to be an actor. He's not here to be a singer. He's not here to market himself like he's a commodity. He is a boxer.
Il n'est pas là pour être un chanteur, il n'est pas là pour être un danseur, il est là pour combattre.
The last time I worked with a fighter, he became one of the most legendary fighters of all time.
La dernière fois que j'ai travaillé avec un combattant, il est devenu le meilleur combattant de tous les temps.
There is no doubt in my mind that when Anatoly's career is done, he will be regarded as one of the best light heavyweights in the game.
Je n'ai aucun doute dans ma tête que après le combat qu'on va faire, moi, Anatoly sera le meilleur combattant de tous les temps.
This is a group effort.
C'est un effort de groupe
Between Main Events, Rosebach Sports, and Anatoliy Dudchenko.
Entre Rosebach Sports et Anatoliy Dudchenko.
Hey Vince, you need to get. I'm sorry I'm interrupting, but I had several people send me emails. They're on their lunch break, so I need to get the Q&A going.
Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead. I want them to eat, so please go ahead.
Je suis désolé de couper, mais il y a beaucoup de gens qui sont entre leur lunch break, donc il faut qu'elle coupe.
Okay. What we're going to do is I'm going to open up the Q&A. You press *6 to get into the queue, and you will be prompted when it's your turn to ask a question, okay? Q&A session started.
Bien sûr. Start key pour entrer dans la conférence.
Okay, you can press *6 whenever you have a question.
Vous devez appuyer sur étoile et 6 quand vous avez une question.
Anybody have a question?
Des questions?
Bonsoir à tous. C'est le code.
First of all, good evening to everyone.
Okay.
Merci de nous recevoir sur l'antenne.
Thank you for having me here.
D'être aujourd'hui et d'arriver sur vos terres et montrer ce que nous, petits Français...
We are very happy to be here to get to this land and to show you exactly what we have. On va parler un peu doucement, comme ça je translate.
Papa, is this Nadjib talking to you?
Yes, that's Nadjib talking now.
Okay.
No, it's not Nadjib, it's Sam.
Hello?
Not Nadjib.
Okay, who?
Oh, that's Samuel. Oh, my mistake. Oh, so let's make sure that we say the name first before asking questions or answering.
Correct.
This is Nadjib.
As you come on the line, can you please state your name and your affiliation, okay?
En rentrant et en parlant au téléphone, essayez de dire votre nom et exactement votre affiliation, s'il vous plaît.
Ok, pas de problème.
Alors ici, Samuel Florimond, le coach principal de Nadjib Mohammedi.
Samuel, the principal coach of Nadjib, is talking.
Okay, let's do it this way. Chris Williams, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Chris, est-ce que vous êtes
Go
là?
ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Ask your question.
Chris Williams with C-Boxing Info, and my question is for Nadjib. This will be your first fight in the States, United States.
Ça, ce sera votre premier combat dans l'État.
Talk a little bit about the added pressure you'll have fighting for the first time.
Essayez de parler un peu à propos du stress et de la pression.
And also, with Bernard Hopkins being named the mandatory fight for the winner, how much extra pressure has that added?
Et surtout le fait que Bernard Hopkins est nominé pour rencontrer le gagnant. Parler du stress et de la pression.
Okay, let Nadjib answer the question.
Alors, Nadjib is talking?
Ok. Allô, c'est...
No, Samuel, is still you?
C'est Nadjib.
Allô? Oh, Nadjib, okay, go ahead, Nadjib.
Bonjour, Nadjib Mohammedi.
Hi, this is Nadjib.
Alors, tout d'abord, je le remercie Main Event qui nous donne la possibilité de boxer, de faire cette ceinture.
I will start by thanking everybody that gave me the possibility to come here and box.
C'est la récompense d'un travail qui est de plusieurs années. On a travaillé, ça fait des années qu'on travaille pour en arriver à ce niveau-là.
That's the fruit of our labor that brought us here. We've been working towards it for years.
On n'a aucune pression du tout. J'ai aucune pression du tout. J'ai boxé dans plusieurs endroits différents. J'ai fait des ceintures.
We have no pressure at all. We have boxed in many other places other than this.
le ring c'est chez moi. Donc,
I have no pressure at all because the ring is my home.
Dès que je rentre dans le ring, je me pose en patron. Je viens pour gagner et pour faire et pour venir chercher cette ceinture, tout simplement.
When I come in the ring, I don't ask myself questions. I'm there to win, and I'm there to win that belt.
On est prêt à tout, toutes ces éventualités. On est préparé, on a l'habitude, c'est mon métier.
We are ready for everything. That's my job, and that's what we train for.
Encore une fois, on a hâte d'y être. On se languit d'être là, parmi vous.
Once again, we are very happy and very pleased to be here within these walls and be with you guys.
Et après ce combat-là, on sera ravis de prouver à Main Event et aux Américains que même si on est France au niveau mondial et qu'on sera prêt à faire le championnat du monde et à devenir champion derrière.
And after this fight, we're ready to prove to all the American people that we're ready to be world champions and prove ourselves.
Encore une fois, on remercie Main Event. On est content de travailler avec vous et on espère par la suite continuer de travailler avec vous après cette victoire.
Once again, I thank Main Event because we're happy to work with you guys.
I need to interject something in here. Media, you are going on the queue when you press *6. Papa, you don't have to translate this. When you press *6, you are going into the queue. It's just not time for a next question yet. I'm about to cue the next question, but if you press *6, you'll go in the queue. Chris, did you get your question answered?
Yes, Chris. Yes. Thank you.
Okay. Lem, are you there?
Yes, Lem.
Okay. Break your question down into small increments, please, okay?
Yes, I got it.
Yeah, what is your name, sir?
Lem Satfield.
Yeah, Lem Satfield, okay.
My first question, I have 3 questions. One for Kathy, one for Vince, and one for Anatoliy.
J'ai 3 questions. Mon nom c'est Lam, c'est à Cathy, the deuxième c'est à Vince, and the third question is for
Anatoliy.
Lam? Anatoliy.
Yeah. Kathy? Kathy there?
Yeah.
Are you ready, Lam?
Kathy, can you characterize the situation
Cathy, est-ce que vous pouvez caractériser
with Bernard Hopkins
la situation avec Bernard Hopkins
in relation to Dudchenko if he wins?
dans la relation de Dudchenko s'il gagne?
And the possibility, I guess,
Et la possibilité
that he could face
une possibilité lointaine.
Kovalev at some point.
Say that one last time. The last part.
And the possibility that Dudchenko could face Kovalev at some point.
Et la possibilité que Dudchenko.
Papa, we're going to let Kathy just answer this without translating it, okay?
Okay.
Go for it, Kathy. Kathy, are you there? Oh, I want someone to shoot me.
Same question for Vince.
Yes, Len.
My question again, and from your standpoint, obviously there must be some frustration with the fact that you might not fight Hopkins right away. Can you characterize the situation with the Hopkins-Stevenson fight if Dudchenko wins? In other words, the fact that he might not get him right away. And also segue into the notion of potentially and eventually fighting Sergey down the road.
Well, Lem, I got to tell you, I'm going to be completely honest with you. If I sit here and tell you that I'm not thinking about Bernard Hopkins, I'd be lying to you. Of course, I'm always thinking about the best interest of my fighter. Here's the thing. We have to get by Nadjib Mohammedi. Now, this guy last year won 5 fights in a row. So that's where our focus is now. Now, to be honest with you, do I think we're going to win this fight? Absolutely. I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't think we were going to win it all. Hopkins-Stevenson, I don't have time to play these games. I really, really don't. The Gladiator doesn't have time to play these games. The IBF ordained us as the winner of this fight as the number 1 contender. The champion should fight the number 1 contender. That's why it's called the mandatory. Adonis Stevenson, I think it's safe to say the gig is up. I've been saying this forever about this clown. He's a fraud. You saw it last week. He beat up Charlie Zelnoff, or whoever that guy he beat up was, the Polish kid. Really. It wasn't even a competitive bout. It was more like just 2, I'd say, above-average club fighters fighting each other. That, to me, was not a championship fight. It just wasn't. And if Bernard Hopkins, who has now said he aligns himself with Al Heyman, and Adonis Stevenson aligns himself with Al Heyman, and they want to play and jerk each other off doing that, I don't mind. I don't care. We're here to fight the best. And if that means the IBF title, so be it. If that means the WBO title, so be it. Sergey is a friend. I have the utmost respect for Igis Klimas. I believe he is the true manager of the year, Igis Klimas. I have no problem negotiating with if that's the fight that the Gladiator wants. It ultimately depends on the Gladiator, whatever he wants to do. And I can tell you this, Lem, this guy will fight anyone, anywhere, anytime. I said he's a throwback fighter. I mean he's a throwback fighter. We don't have time to waste. I'm not going to sit on my hands for 10 months. We want to fight the best. Andre Ward will fight him. Sergey Kovalev will fight him. Trust me, the morning of June 22nd, Anatoliy Dudchenko is going to shake up this light heavyweight division, because now you're going to start talking about him when you mention Sergey Kovalev, because my guy hits a hell of a lot harder, and we're going to show that on NBC.
All right, one more question to you. Obviously, you must feel that given Main Event has a stacked stable of 175-pounders, you must feel that he's the best. But you referenced something. He's going to be 36. He's going to be 36 in June. So he's not, spring chicken. He's kind of running out of time. Is that kind of contributing to your frustration?
Man, Lem, I'm 43 and I still date 21-year-olds. Trust me, the Gladiator, age is not a problem for the Gladiator. I mean, come on, the guy you're talking about's 50 years old. The Gladiator trains like a beast. He is a machine. It's easy to get up here and tell you how great he is. But let me tell you something. I don't want to look like a fool. Trust me. Everything I tell you today on this conference call is going to come to fruition June 21st on NBC.
Okay, last question for Anatoly.
Correct.
What do you know about Mohammedi as a fighter? Obviously, he's got 8 knockouts in his last 10 straight victories. And I know you're working with Chris Bird, correct? Do you expect it to be a boxing match, a straight-up slugging match? What is your assessment of this fight and how you will end it?
Hi. So I work right now with the referee to almost like 2 months. So
yeah, he's not being trained by Chris Bird. He's being trained by Jesse Reed. I've had 25 world games.
Okay.
Here he is.
So, and this is Phil. And second one, Nadjib, good fighter, smart boy. Knockouts is knockouts, because in the boxing, this is the business. It depends who in front of you. If tough fighter, it's hard to knock him out. If guys like in the last fight, I don't think so. It's like top fighter. He's tough in the head, but he's very slow, and that's it. So I'm athletic. I respect each my opponents. But for me, if God in my heart, it doesn't matter who in front of me. So that's it.
Jesse, do you have any assessment of this fight? How do you think it's going to go? Did he call Mohammedi slow?
No. You misunderstood him. He's not criticizing anybody. He looks at everybody as the toughest fight of his life, and he trains that way. And listen, I've been in this business for a long, long time, and I've had some great fighters like Roger Mayweather, Johnny Tay. I just go down the line. I had 25 world champions. The reason I'm working with Anatoly is I see a great athlete with great reflexes, great power, and just really determined to be a champion. The age has no factor here. This is a clean-living young man that is really at his point now where he wants to be recognized. And, talking about fights never wins fights. We're here to win, not to talk about a bunch of, this or that. We respect our opponent, and we're coming to fight them. And if we have to box, we'll box. But we're coming to fight.
Thank you very much, Jesse. I really appreciate it. And, guys, good luck on June 21st.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to take the next question. Again, please, if the question is for Nadjib, please break it down into parts for Papa to translate.
Gotcha. Hello, this is Chip Mitchell, thefightjournal.com. My first question is for Anatoly. We just heard your trainer, Jesse Reed, give you a bunch of accolades.
Nadjib, on vient juste d'entendre votre trainer, votre coach.
Anatoly. The question is for Anatoly.
Anatoly, right?
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Jesse Reed just gave you quite a few accolades and let us know why he chose to work with you. You were initially, I believe, with Jesse. Why did you come back to him? Why did you choose to come back with Jesse?
I come back to the Jesse because before we have a same one gym. Then he left. I can go, but now I'm available. I just found him. And then we did one fight before. It's like 10-second fight. So I like him. He in my he have like my style, same style. So that's why. And he have a 55 years experience. You know what he do.
Okay. And Anatoly, you fought a few times outside of France, and each time you've come up short in the win column, including a close loss to Nathan Cleverly. First of all, do you think you won the fight with Cleverly?
I think it's like 4-round Nadjib and 8 for the Cleverly. 8-4, some close fight. 8-4.
Okay, and
like 65 to 35, in my opinion.
Okay. And once again, you're fighting outside of France. What do you feel will be different this time around?
I'm living in the United States. I'm not fighting outside in France. I fight.
That was actually Anatoly that answered that question. Do you want Nadjib to answer that question?
Hello? Say that again one more time.
That was Anatoly that answered that question. Was that question for Nadjib?
That question. Well, what I'm asking is.
And you're asking the question of Nadjib, right?
Anatoly.
Okay. So Anatoly's not from France. He's from Ukraine.
From Ukraine, but I live almost 4 years in the United States.
Chip, are you there still? Okay, I'm taking the next caller.
Hello?
you doing? This is Dax Khan from Talking Boxing, Billy C TV and Radio. My question is actually for Kathy. How you doing? My question is actually for you, Kathy. With all the nonsense that seems to be going on here in the United States when it comes to Al Heyman, Bernard Hopkins, or up in Canada when it comes to Donna Stevenson, which they all are somehow intertwined, and a lot of your roster, especially the light heavyweight division, are fighters from overseas. And they all say the same thing, and they've all shown the same thing, that they want to fight, they don't want to deal with all the nonsense and the politics. How frustrating is that, not only for you, but also for your fighters, that everybody just wants to go out there, prove they're the best and earn their shots, but everybody here seems like they just want to just jump through hoops, and everything's just all about the money, and there's always a reason why the fight shouldn't happen.
Well, I think that, in this case, it's two people. It's Adonis Stevenson and Bernard Hopkins and perhaps John Pascal, who simply, they turn down offers and they're not interested, and that's all fine. It's three people. There's a lot of young talent out there. A lot of people like Anatoliy and I'm sure Nadjib who want to go out and prove themselves and are willing to take whatever fights they need to do in order to do that. They want to fight Sergey Kovalev. They want to test themselves against the best. They want to fight Bernard Hopkins. They want to fight whoever they have to. But at the end of the day, it's two guys who are actually pretty elderly when you come, in boxing years that are kind of holding things up. And I think that 2-3 years down the road, although we're a little frustrated right now, all this stuff is going to be forgotten because this group of young light heavyweights are the future. They're the people who are bringing all this wonderful attention to the sport, to the division, and the kind of fights we're going to be holding going forward, like the one on June 21st, are the kinds of fights that make people into fans. So down the road, all these young men are going to be stepping up to challenge Sergey Kovalev for his title, and he will take on all comers. So you're going to see a lot of really great fights going forward. And I think the obstructionists that are trying to cling to their titles any way they have to, try to cling to control of those titles any way they have to, are going to be defeated in the end.
All right, thank you. And my next question is for Jesse Reed. Jesse, you've trained with a lot of guys over the years. Do you notice any difference, with these European fighters, on their desire compared to the American fighters? Do American boxing, a lot of people say, is on the decline, and all the stars do seem to be coming from other countries. Do the fighters, that are coming over to the United States from overseas, do they seem hungrier to you than the American fighters that you've worked with?
I think you're absolutely right. Now, naturally, I've had some real hungry fighters in my career, but right now, at this time, the European fighters are coming here to prove themselves, and they work so much harder, and they're so dedicated to what they do, and like Anatoly said, the Soviet Union fighters are definitely they're just waiting to get their chance. And they're very hungry, so I'm excited about being a part of this. I think it's going to open the door for more great fighters to come here. And then the American, like all Americans, once we see the competition and we know we have to really work for something, we'll bring it back. And we'll bring boxing back to the United States. I'm excited about it. I'm happy that I'm a part of this thing, and I'm very happy to be working with Anatoly. I love his attitude. I love the way he works. I think he's just a great young man. And when they say 36, he's like 20 to me. He's hungry. So let's see what happens. We don't need to talk about it. We're just going in there to fight our ass off.
Absolutely. I look forward to the event. Good luck to everybody.
Thank you.
Okay, I've been getting some emails also from. So I'll take one of those now, and then I'll go to the next person in the queue. The question is for Nadjib. We have heard that you have trained for a week in Paris.
Nadjib, la question c'est pour toi. Ils ont entendu que tu t'es entraîné pendant une semaine à Paris.
Paris.
What did you do there, and was it beneficial?
Qu'est-ce que vous avez fait durant cet entraînement qui vous sont vraiment bénéficiaires?
En fait, Nadjib Mohammedi, je suis venu sur Paris en fait spécifiquement plus pour faire du sparring et la préparation cardio.
Attends, parle doucement Nadjib et plus fort s'il te plaît.
Je suis venu sur Paris pour faire du sparring pendant 2 semaines.
I think we lit him on fire.
I went to Paris for 2 weeks to train.
Pour travailler le sparring et tout ce qui est cardio et rapidité, tout ce qui est physique et rapidité.
Pour travailler la rapidité, to work for my speed et quoi d'autre Nadjib?
C'était juste une partie de mon entraînement et je vais la
You were just part of my training.
Et je vais finir ma préparation à la montagne.
And I finished my training at the mountain.
On a beaucoup observé les vidéos d'Anatoliy avec Samuel.
And we really watched the videos of Anatoliy with Samuel.
On a remarqué qu'il avait souvent
Nadjib, je t'entends mal.
The background noise back there.
Allô?
Yeah, a lot of noise. Il y a beaucoup de bruit derrière là.
Il n'y a pas de bruit derrière moi.
Okay.
Okay. We're gonna ask the next question here.
Hello. Yeah, it's kind of loud, a lot of background noise, but he says that the noise is not coming from his side.
All right.
Have any other questions for him? Okay.
Who is the 296 number?
Hi, this is Victor Salazar from the Boxing Voice. This question is for Anatoly. Being that in recent years the Eastern European bloc has made such a huge impact on boxing, Golovkin, Kovalev, and even now Provodnikov headlining in Brooklyn, being that he is, 35, 36, does he see himself making that big of an impact, and how can he make that impact in such a short amount of time?
How do you make this kind of impact?
You know what? The Nadjib say it's his job. My answer is I fight for my better life. So that's my answer.
He knows. This is Vince. This is Vince's manager. Anatoly knows our time frame. When we sat down a year ago, I said, Anatoly, you're 35 years old. We're gonna have a 3-year plan, and in 3 years, I will guarantee you 2 things. Number 1, you're gonna make $1 million, and number 2, you're gonna be some form of light heavyweight championship. He knows what he has to do. It's a 3-year plan. We will not box past the age of 40. We know we have a small time frame to do it. But you got to remember something. This kid's been fighting for a long time. It's just he's never been covered. He's been ignored. And June 21st, he's not going to be ignored anymore.
And my last question is for Kathy. Kathy, being that the drama with Stevenson, Kovalev, and now Stevenson, Hopkins, should Anatoly win this fight, what do you do to keep him active? I mean, do you keep him on NBC Sports, or do you chase like a fight with John Pascal or someone like that?
We keep all our fighters active, and so we have the luxury of being able to go to NBC Sports. We also have the luxury now of dates on HBO. So we'll see. There's a lot of opportunities. The division is heating up. I could come up with a couple of really good ideas for fights to keep him busy if he can't get that IBF title fight right away. One way or another, that title fight's coming, and it's going to come soon. So within the next 6 months for sure. So it's a lot to be excited about. And by the way, if it's a small list, but Adonis Stevenson hurt his hand the other night, and if he can't fight within a reasonable period of time, the IBF may just order Bernard to fight the winner of this fight sooner than you think. So we'll see.
Well, thank you guys for the question.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I have another question by email. This one is for Nadjib. Do you feel like this fight is going to end in a KO?
Nadjib, cette question c'est pour toi. Est-ce que vous pensez que ce combat qui va venir va se terminer avec un KO?
Oui, je pense que ce combat va finir par
Yes, I believe this fight will end in a KO.
On est vraiment prêt.
Ce sera tout, Nadjib?
On vient pas pour s'amuser, on vient pour boxer, on vient pour gagner et avec la manière.
Yeah, we're not here to play around. We came to fight, and we're gonna incorporate our own style of fighting. And he's pretty sure that it's gonna end with a KO.
Okay.
Et on va gagner de la meilleure façon. Et tous les journalistes, ça leur passe, vont se tromper en disant est-ce qu'Anatoliy va gagner? C'est pas lui qui va gagner, c'est Mohammedi qui va gagner. Et qui sera prêt à boxer n'importe qui derrière.
Yeah, and we're here to fight well, and a lot of journalists saying that it's not Anatoly who's going to win, but Nadjib, vous avez dit c'est vous qui allez gagner?
Moi, je vais gagner.
Yep, I'm pretty sure that I'm the one who's going to win.
Et je serai prêt à boxer n'importe qui après.
And I'm ready to fight anybody after that.
Okay. Next question, Chip, I think you got cut off. Are you there?
Yes, thank you. And now, Anatoly, you just heard Nadjib say he's looking for the KO. Do you feel that you have to win very impressively in order to lure one of the champions into a fight with you?
Look, I can tell you something. My last fight is in Germany. I beat the undefeated knockout artist guys, 12 win, 11 KO, and I put him down. He's saved by the belt. This is my experience outside. Nadjib fight in Russia. He lost by KO. So if he say first, I'm not saying first. He says he knocked me out. So we'll see. Let's talk after I put him in his ass. That's it.
Okay. One more for you, Anatoly. You lost a couple of fights in a row early in your career, and now you.
Yes, but I understand. I can explain. Look, I beat the undefeated guy, 10-0, right from France. I put him 3 times down in the 6th round, and I lost by decision. So, in the first game, I have a big cut. I win the whole round, have big cut, and the referee stopped the fight. So this is my losses, but this is make me stronger. More opportunity. If you undefeated, you like okay, but now I know how to feel when you grab your own losses. So that's why this is better for me.
Okay, you won 16 in a row, and so do you attribute what else do you attribute to that turnaround? How have you been able to stay unbeaten during that time frame?
Yeah, you know what? Before I don't have no manager, no promoters, no training. I work in construction. It's a different story because when I come to the United States in 2007, so nobody care of me. You know this business. That's why. Now I'm only focused in the boxing. This is big difference.
Hi guys, it's Michael Woods. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you, Mike.
Hi guys, thanks for letting me hop in here a little bit late. I do apologize. Quick, first question is for Kathy. Kathy, have you had like preliminary talks with the people at the IBF? Would they be open to having the winner of this fight, Hopkins, or are you waiting to see how this fight plays out before you approach them or let them approach you?
No, their indication is they will give him an exemption to fight, Hopkins an exemption to fight Stevenson if they can get the fight done in a timely manner. But if they can't, and possibly because of Stevenson's injury to his hand that he talked about, then perhaps they will tell Bernard that he has to do it. So chances are, if it's not going to be in September or October, which is when I'm told Hopkins and Stevenson plan to fight each other, then it will be in, the next. He can't fight again until he fights the winner of this fight. So that's that. Unless he fights Sergey Kovalev, then we know that's not happening. Because there are no other titles out there to unify.
Right,
so we'll
not going to happen. All right, not going to happen. And then question is for Vince. Vince, I joined late, and I did hear you say we got a little plan here. It includes making $1 million. I really loved how upfront you are about that. I want to know, where did you find this Dudchenko, and tell us a little bit about that. And then, where has he been? How come he hasn't had these opportunities on the big stage up till now?
All right, Mike. I came. I used to be in the business with Marco Barrera many years. Yep. Only fighter I've ever worked with under Ricardo Maldonado's direction. When Marco split with him, I left boxing in 2004. Never even watched a fight. Couldn't even bring myself to watching a fight. About a year ago, I'm living in New Jersey, Princeton, and I get a phone call from a Hollywood actor friend of mine, Holt McElhenney. And he told me, he said, listen, our friend Phil Paulina out in Woodland Hills, California, has a Ukrainian kid, and he's looking to move him. He can't get him fights. Now, Mike, listen, I got to tell you this right now. In California, the shows aren't like they used to be when we operated out of the Great Western Forum. Now a lot of it is these, I don't want to say Johnny-come-lately guys, but a lot of these pay-as-you-go type of promoters. And this is what President Lawrence Rosenberg was doing for Anatoly, our president of our company, Rosebox. He was helping Anatoly, financially moving him and building up his record. When I met them, it was May of 2013 April, at the Guillermo Rigondeaux fight. I met President Rosenberg there in Madison Square Garden, had a brief meeting with him, and I told him, I said, listen, I've been out of this game for 10 years. I don't know what I can do, but I will exhaust every avenue, and I will work very hard for you. Let me take a look at the product and see what's going on. I went to Los Angeles. I walked in the gym. I saw the gladiator training. I looked at him and I said, kid, you're going to make $1 million. If you believe in me, let's get this done. And we did it with a handshake. We did it with a handshake. And might I add to this, at the time, all of us were struggling. I was struggling. Anatoly was struggling. I said, kid, let me tell you something. If I threw a steak on the floor right now, what would you do? And he said, I'd jump on it. I said, you're going to make $1 million and you're going to be champ of the world. I said, if you follow my direction, we'll get the right person in here, which we have with Jesse Reed Sr. I said, I'm going to build a team around you, and you're going to shock the world and become a light heavyweight champion at the age of 36 years old. He said, I promise I won't let you down. Yes, sir.
Vince, I want to fight for you right now. You should have sold me.
I'm exclusive with the Gladiator. I'm like James J. Dillon was with Cowboy Ron Bass in wrestling. I am exclusive with the Gladiator.
Okay, all right. I'll find someone else. All right, thanks very much, guys. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you. I'm up for this fight because of that. I really love this. I'm going to follow up on it, Alan.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
I have a question for Kathy from someone. Kathy, since the American public isn't that familiar with either of these fighters, give us your take on why fight fans should be excited about this fight.
Well, they're going to be very familiar with it when the fight is over. The style matchup here is excellent. Anatoly was in, a candidate for Fight of the Year when he fought over in Germany against Robert Woj. And from the experts on my staff were telling me that the style that Mohammedi has is going to be a perfect complement to the way he fights. He's got a kind of a brawling puncher against a boxer here. Makes for usually really interesting fights, and they both have so much on the line. This is it. They're one fight away from their dream, fighting for a world title. And whether they get that fight immediately or they get that fight three or 4 months further down the line and they don't force, they're getting what they want. They are in the picture. They're getting the world title fight. They're getting what they've both been working toward. Usually when you put those elements together, you have a great night, and we're expecting that. We get a lot of those on our series on Fight Night, and that the reason is excellent matchmaking by Jolene Mazzone and Russell Peltz, and also I think the fact that you're on the big stage and there's so much on the line. These fights have brought a lot of people to the public's attention. Nobody knew who Sergey Kovalev was. Nobody knew who Brian Jennings was. Nobody knew who Curtis Stevens was. I could go on and on. Gabriel Rosado, Soto Karas. The heavyweights that we've been working with that have made an impact. Blaskov, the resurgence of the careers of guys like Steve Cunningham and Tomas Adamek can go on and on. There are so many fellas who have become world known and contenders and real forces in the boxing business, whether it is a world champion like Kovalev or guys who keep coming back because they make great fights like Rosado. And you know, this is going to be, I think, the next guy in that line is going to be in this fight, if not both of them. And we're really looking forward to that.
Great. Okay, next. Hello.
Hey, this is Jake Donovan, BoxingScene.com. My question is for Anatoly. I guess it's kind of for Vince as well. I know the goal is to fight for a title this year. Would there be any disappointment if, say, Bernard Hopkins, if he was ordered to fight Anatoly, should he win, and he gives up a title, would there be any disappointment in fighting for a vacant title? Like, does he want to fight Hopkins, or does he just want a title shot, no matter who it's against?
You know, to be honest with you, if we go by the IBF's rules, if Hopkins gives up the title, I tell you what, the kid right behind us is a good friend of mine, and I got a lot of respect for him, and he pulls a pretty good crowd. His name is Shawnee Monahan, good Irish kid there, with Robert Arum. And I'm sure that if that's the case, Kathy would have no problem negotiating with Robert, and we could probably make a really good fight out of it. So, yeah, I mean, listen, if it's Hopkins, it's Hopkins. If it's our friend Sean Monahan, it's our friend Sean Monahan. We will fight anyone. I'll tell you what we don't want really quick, and then I'll let the Gladiator chime in on something here. We want to fight the best. I don't want to sit around on my hands while these two guys decide, hey, are we going to fight each other or not? I'm not going to fight just a get-by fight. I told you the names. I want Andre Ward. I want Sergey Kovalev. I want my guy to make history, and you make history by knocking out the best. That's how you do it. You don't tell people you're great. You show people you're great. All I want is that chance. If we can't get Hopkins, I want somebody in the top 5. I don't want a floozy.
Okay. Thanks, Vince. If I could get the same, Anatoly, if you can answer the same question.
You know what? I'm Ukrainian. This is like a joke. We don't have a reverse, you know? We just go drive forward. So, that's it. Doesn't matter who in front of you. This is your life. You have to use your chance. Use or die. But if you died like a hero, that's my opinion.
All right, thanks, Anatoly. And I have one question for Nadjib. This fight was originally supposed to be Anatoly fighting Sakatsky, if I'm pronouncing the name right. Did Nadjib know he was going to be in the title eliminator? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Just say that again, but slowly, okay?
No problem. I'm so sorry about that. Originally, this fight was supposed to be Anatoly versus I forget the name.
Originalement, ce combat devait être combat de Anatoly.
Okay. Did Nadjib know he would be in a title eliminator this early into the year? Was that his plan to fight for a world title in 2014?
Est-ce que c'était ton plan, Nadjib, de combattre pour un titre dans cette année de 2014?
Alors, oui, c'était mon plan de faire une ceinture mondiale cette année. C'était dans mes projets de faire une ceinture mondiale en 2014. Sachant que
yes, effectively, that was my plan to fight in this year, 2014.
Je suis dans le top 10 de toutes les fédérations. Je vais faire le championnat d'Europe, c'est tombé à l'eau. On nous a proposé.
They tried the European champion and it didn't work out.
On nous a proposé de faire Dudchenko pour la ceinture IBF. On a de suite accepté parce que c'est notre place et que je prends n'importe qui.
So when they told me about Dudchenko's, we just hopped on it because we really wanted to fight.
Okay, was that the whole answer?
Nadjib? C'est ça tout?
Oui.
Yeah, that'd be it.
Okay, great, thank you. And then, Kathy, my question for you: once that original fight with Dudchenko and Sakatsky fell out, how quickly were you able to make this fight? Like, did you even miss a beat, or?
Not at all. No, we reached out for Christel, who represents Nadjib, and she's been talking to Jolene Mazone, and we were ready. Yeah, it doesn't take long. It's somebody made mention earlier about, how lately we were hearing all this stuff about people, I don't want this fight, I don't want that fight. The truth is the vast majority of fighters really do want to fight, and when you get an opportunity like this to fight for the world title, you take it. So Nadjib did, and here we are.
Here we go. And here we are. Okay, great. Thank you so much, everyone, and best of luck on June 21st.
Thanks, Steve.
Thank you. Thank you, bud.
Okay, I have a question for Samuel. The question is, have you found a sparring partner similar to Anatoliy's for this training camp?
Cette question, c'est pour Samuel. C'est pour Samuel. Est-ce que vous avez trouvé un entraîneur? Just say that last part again. Okay.
Has he found a sparring partner similar to Anatoliy?
Est-ce que vous avez trouvé un partenaire similaire à Anatoliy?
Non, nous, pas vraiment. Bon, on a visionné.
No, not really. We do find one once in a while. Comment, Samuel?
Oui, on l'a visionné quelques fois. Donc, non, on n'a pas spécialement trouvé des sparring partenaires qui ressemblaient.
No, they haven't really found any inspiring partner as Anatoliy.
Oui, allô?
Hello?
Allô?
Oui.
Oui.
Donc, c'est un garçon qui est assez grand, il est grand, certes, mais il est...
He's a very, very inspiring guy. He's tall and he's very proud.
Oui, il est lent et puis voilà, il joue sur la condition physique, il joue sur ses déplacements.
He plays with his strength, he plays with his physical condition, and
donc on n'avait pas besoin de sparring partner approprié à lui.
That way we didn't really need a partner that is really like him, really.
J'aimerais rajouter quelque chose, Nadjib.
Nadjib wanted to add something.
Sure.
Est-ce que je peux rajouter quelque chose?
Bien sûr, vas-y Nadjib.
Ouais. Juste rajouter...
Just like Samuel said.
Voilà. Juste par rapport au sparring partner, on a l'habitude de boxer des personnes plus grandes que nous.
We used to box against people that are bigger and stronger than us.
Vous pouvez voir Nathan Cleverly qui est légèrement plus grand que Anatoliy.
They actually recently boxed somebody who's a little bigger than Anatoliy.
On peut voir, comme je dis, on peut voir le combat contre Cleverly qui est plus grand qu'Anatoliy et que j'ai battu si on m'a donné perdant en Angleterre.
And in England, I mean, he actually fought someone who, if you check the record, someone who was a little bigger than Anatoliy.
La taille ne sera pas le problème.
The height is not matter here.
Je suis beaucoup plus rapide et je me déplace beaucoup plus. Je suis beaucoup plus intelligent qu'Anatoliy.
I'm faster and I'm smarter than Anatoliy. Ce sera tout?
Oui, ce sera tout.
Yeah, that'd be it.
Okay. I'm going to ask another question here.
This is Victor Salazar, Boxing Voice. This is for Vincent Caruso. You had mentioned Andre Ward as a possible opponent as a big name. Would you guys drop down for that fight, or would it be something at 175?
Well, I don't believe in dropping down. I don't. I do believe in catch weights. But like I said, I want to fight Andre out of respect. I think he's a great athlete. I think he is one of the top guys in boxing today. He's involved in that problem going on right now, but I think that fight could be made, and I think that it could probably maybe be persuasive enough to have him come up to light heavyweight. Because I disagree with him. I just don't think there's money for his style of caliber of athlete that he is. I mean, if George Groves gets by, and wins this weekend, yeah, maybe Groves and him. But to be honest with you, I think light heavyweight is where it's at. Now, mind you, right now we're talking about Kovalev, Stevenson, Hopkins. After the 21st, you're going to talk about Dudchenko. Guaranteed. The same way I told you in 1995 about Pereira, I'm telling you about Dudchenko. June 21st, he's throwing his name in the mix.
Thanks, Rex. Good luck June 21st.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Hello, everybody.
Michael?
Yes. My question is for Ellen. Ellen, fight fans, including myself, we've been following the light heavyweight division, and Dudchenko has not really factored into the championship equation. What is it about Dudchenko that we're missing, and or that fans don't know about, and why is main events going full steam ahead behind Dudchenko?
I'm going to throw that question right back to Kathy. She is...
Thank you, Ellen.
Yeah.
He came to our attention because of the fight that he had in Europe last year with Robert Woj. It was a Fight of the Year candidate. We are very interested in building up the light heavyweight division through our association with Sergey Kovalev, who is currently the champion. And so anybody who comes to fights in the Fight of the Year is willing to get in there and fight whoever we can find for them. That's the kind of guy we want to work with. So we signed him. And I think the reason you didn't know about him before is because he wasn't working with us. And, he wasn't here in the United States fighting. People didn't get to see him. And he has a great team around him now. And I think, all the elements are in place with Jesse training him, with the Rose Box people working with him, the Vince there as a mouthpiece, and nobody can do a better job than him. And now with the strong promotional team, you're going to hear from him going forward. That's why we're here.
Okay, another follow-up question is, even say perhaps if he gets past Mohamed Nadjib, is he really ready to fight Hopkins, or are you getting him into that fight because of the money, or don't you think he needs further development before he steps into the ring against the alias?
Well, I think both fighters, the winner of this fight will be ready to fight Hopkins. That's what it's about. You have to be ready. We're talking about a man who's about 50 years old, and I think if you're not afraid of him, you can beat him. People get caught up in the lights. They get caught up in his mind games, his tricks. I think that these two gentlemen, and I don't want to. I don't want to discount Nadjib's chances here because it's a fight, and that's why they fight them in the ring. And I think that we are with Dudchenko, and of course he's our fighter, and that's the guy we're here for. But I think we all have to keep in mind that there's a big fight coming up on June 21st, and the winner is going to get this opportunity. And I think they're ready. I think that the Bernard Hopkins, I have all the respect in the world for him, but at this point, he was in a fight with Cal Marat, who I don't see as being a great contender. I think that a lot of this is at the point in his career clearly where a lot of this is smoke and mirrors, and the guy. We think Anatoliy is ready for this fight, of course, and if somehow Nadjib is able to defeat him, well, then that means he's ready too.
Okay, well, thank you very much. Now my other question is for Nadjib. Nadjib, looking at your record. Hello? Yeah, looking at your record, you're very experienced. You have a lot of experience, and
on a vu que vous avez beaucoup d'expérience, Nadjib.
Do you think Dudchenko is on the same level as you? And what do you think will happen in your fight against Dudchenko?
Est-ce que vous pensez que Dudchenko est dans la même level que vous? Et qu'est-ce que vous pensez du combat de vous et Dudchenko?
level are used.
Nadjib?
Oui, non, je pense qu'on a beaucoup plus d'expérience que Dudchenko.
I think we have more experience than Dudchenko.
C'est d'abord par rapport à ses adversaires et à son nombre de combats par rapport à son nombre d'années de boxeur.
And compared to the adversary that you face and the number of years that you put in the boxing, I have more experience than him.
Okay, and how does he like? Does he think he needs to fight in the United States to make a name, or is he happy in France, where he seems to be on top of the food chain?
Vous pensez que vous avez besoin de combattre ici aux États-Unis pour vous faire un nom, ou bien vous êtes plus à l'aise à boxer juste en France chez vous?
Non, pas du tout. Je pense que ma place est aux États-Unis.
No, not at all. I really think that my place is here in the United States.
Ma place est aux États-Unis. Je remercie encore Melevin de donner l'occasion de boxer.
And again, I thank Melevin for making this happen.
Je vais leur prouver qu'ils n'ont pas eu tort de me choisir.
And I'm going to prove you that you weren't wrong to choose me to fight.
Je vais venir et apporter fièrement la boxe de France et montrer que le niveau mondial est le mien et que je suis venu ici que je viens chez vous pour récupérer la ceinture, pour la défendre.
I'll be proudly wearing France's flag and show them that the title of world champion lives here at home.
Aux États-Unis que je vais devenir champion du monde, pas en France.
And it's in the United States that I will be the world champion, not in France.
Okay, I think we're going to try to wrap this up here. Anatoliy, do you have any comments before we say goodbye?
Yes. Look, he talk about my experience. I am 2004-2005 Ukrainian Gold Glove champion. My last fight, so I have 120 amateur fights with the 75 kilo. This is my experience in amateur. I never seen a Jeep with the amateur. So let's meet in the ring, and then we talk, then we'll see. So thank you, everybody. That's it.
Okay, I guess we're going to have some fireworks on the 21st of June. Just to remind everybody, also co-featured on that card is a 10-round fight between Carl Dynamite Dargan and Anthony Flores, and it's going to be for the USBA Atlantic Coast Region title. The fight telecast begins at 8 p.m. The doors open at Mohegan Sun Pocono Downs at 5 p.m. And if you need any more information, feel free to call me or email me. Kathy, any closing words from you?
No, just don't miss it. It's going to be another great show.
Okay.
Thank everyone for participating. It's been a long call and multinational. It's been a long time, but thank you all.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you all.
Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Merci beaucoup.
Merci, Nadjib. Bonne chance.
Thank you, Papa.
Merci beaucoup.
Bye-bye. Thank you, guys.
See you on 21.
Okay. Yeah, I will be there.
Yeah.
Ok, merci. Bonsoir.
Okay, let's